What is up, guys? This is the Porsche 911 from 2010. Let's go check out what the best sports cars in the world looked like 10 years ago. This is the Carrera 4S from 2010 and it's a 997.2 model. The .2 actually means that it's a facelifted version. Due to the facelift, it has these LED strips as a daytime running lights and the bi-xenon headlights. And this little silver dot right here actually cleans the headlights. What's interesting to see is that the turn signals are actually in front of the front wheels, which is rare to see these days. And I also love the red brake calipers on these 19-inch wheels. They look good. Also, the attention to detail in these mirrors is very good. Just look at it. I love these shapes. There's even a little hole in there. So yeah, beautiful. I love them. Here on the back, on the facelifted version, you can also find the LED taillights, the badge Carrera 4S, which actually means that it's a sporty model and it has a four-wheel drive, and these grills that actually allow the engine to breathe. I'll show you the engine right now. Open the doors, and then you'll find two latches here. The front switch is for the front trunk, and the rear one is for the engine bay. So let's check it out. Woohoo! And this is it, a 3.8 liter flat six engine. Pretty nice, right? What's interesting to see are these actual air intakes that lead through the grills and into the engine bay. And there's also a fan in here, but I'm honestly not sure if that fan's job is to suck air in or blow the hot air out. Let me know in the comments below. So here we are seated in the interior. It's very driver oriented. The interior is pretty simple, but it's of high quality, and that's noticeable everywhere, even on the roof. As you can see here, the door design is really simple. There's actually some storage spaces beneath the armrest. Here's the handle, here's the door handle, the window actuators, a button to configure the actual mirrors. And this car also has the memory function to actually set the seating position and remember it. The seats are pretty sporty and electronically operated, as you can see here. There's some storage spaces in here. Not a lot, but there's some. There's an ashtray right behind the gear lever, and there's another 12-volt socket here. There's also a little spot right here, which is pretty deep, so you can store your phone in here. And here's an actual glove box. It's pretty deep, it's pretty big, and what's the most interesting thing are these CD holders. Oh, this one actually has a CD inside. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Because there's no space for cup holders in here, the Porsche actually decided to heat the cup holders inside the dashboard. You just press here and the whole panel opens up, and then you can select the cup holder that you actually want to open. The cup holders feel really sturdy, which is not a surprise with Porsche. This is an actual metal stand, so yeah, they're of really high quality. And once you open them up, you can actually close the panel back up, and this part remains open. So this is really cool. I love that. Porsche, right? This infotainment screen is pretty nice. I thought it's just a two-color, but it's a multicolor display, and it's really interesting. It's pretty responsive to the buttons, but the touchscreen doesn't work that well. See, I mean, it works, it kind of works, but it's not perfect. I mean, the tech is from 2010, probably even a bit earlier, so I guess it's okay. I also really like the temperature controls because they're easy to use. See, there's just arrows showing what you turned on. You can set the fan speed as to how much you want, or even just change the temperature. And if you want to turn it off, you just actually turn off the fan, and that's it. And of course, the classic Porsche gauges. These are really interesting to see. Love that. As you probably know, the Porsches have the startup ignition place here on the left due to their racing history. The ignition key doesn't actually rest in place where you put it. See, if I want to put the ignition on, you just flip it and then you put it back into neutral and it actually turns on the ignition. So that's something that you know now. One thing I'm not a fan of, however, are these levers right next to the steering wheel, because these are oddly similar to those in my Passat from the same time. Another funny thing are those switches that are not marked. They just have the dots, 3 dots, 2 dots and 1 dot. I have no idea what they do because the light switches are over here, and here's an actual roof switch, so you can open up the roof, but there's no ignition, so I cannot do it right now. So this is the front of the car with the hood open. The half of it actually takes up the mechanics of the car, but the actual trunk is pretty deep, so you can probably fit a pretty decent sized suitcase in here if you wanted to. But this car is not meant for that. This car is a true classic, and its grand kit, the 992 Turbo S, is actually my dream car. So I really love the whole experience, and I want to know what you think about it. Do you like Porsches, or would you rather take a Lamborghini or a Ferrari? Let me know in the comments below, and subscribe to see more car videos like this one.